I touched on using alpha mats to reveal images. They could be animated shapes, they could even be video footage. So for this next demonstration, I grabbed 3 pieces of video footage. I grabbed this sunset along the beach, this clip from Baltimore, skyscraper, and the close-up shot of me. Now remember, this is my composition window, and this is why I double-clicked on the layers. I'm turning that back off, so we're back in the composition. This is the main file we're going to work off of. I'm going to drag it over the new new composition button. It's right next to 8 bits per channel, that icon right there. And now I have my footage. There's me talking. I'm going to start right here. Turning off the audio. I want this clip to begin here. So I'm going to hit Alt and then the bracket key next to the letter P. That set a new endpoint. I want the video to start here, so I'm just going to hit the bracket key next to the letter P. Bracket key next to the letter P will move your clip, and if you hold down Alt and hit that same bracket key, you will trim the clip. So I just moved it again by moving my playhead and hitting the bracket key next to the letter P. I want this to... Now there was a little bit of a stutter there. So I'm going to start it right here. So I'm going to hold down Alt and then the bracket key next to the letter P. Move my playhead, and then this time just hit the bracket key next to the letter P. Okay, so we'll have this end, I guess, right about there. To end it, I'm going to hit Alt and the bracket key 2 keys away from the letter P. So it's trimming the other edge. So we just have 5 seconds of video. Remember, save frequently. So I'm going to start by keying this out. I'm going to use key light. I have my layer selected. I'm just going to double click on key light in the project panel. We'll pick a green close to me, meaning close to where I am in the shot. And I'm changing final result right here. I'm going to change that to screen matte. So now we see a black and white version. I'm going to change this up to about 110. You see the edges are no longer as dark. I'm going to undo that. Watch the edges again. See that noise? So I'll do like 115. That noise goes away. Now I want to get rid of this noise right there. We want that to be solid white. So to get there, I'm going to my screen matte settings. Now I'll knock down this white a little bit. That's a bit much. You'll notice the more you do it, you'll start losing some finer detail. So let's see what we get with that 80. Okay, I'm happy with that. Then I have to change this back to final result. Source is where we started. We worked in screen matte. Now I move it to final result. And there's the final result. So I go back to my project, hit save. I want the skyscraper behind me. So I'm going to put it below it. Now, the green screen of me will be used as an alpha matte to show the skyscraper in the space that I'm at. So I'm going to, on the skyscraper layer, I'm going to make an alpha matte. So this is the effect I want. Now I'm going to change the position of the video footage. I'm going to scale it up a little bit to get to where I want it to be. Move it around like such. And that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to get the original footage of me. I'm going to duplicate it. Turn it on. And I'm going to make it grayscale and use it as a displacement map. So this clip of me, I'm going to desaturate. I'm going to up the contrast. So I'm using brightness and contrast. Crank with the contrast. Yeah, let's try that. Now I'm going to hide it. You don't need to see it because this is being used as a reference. So I'm going to call this, I'll call this displace reference. And I know I misspelled it, but I don't care. You know what I mean. on the video effect, the video that I want the displace map to go on, the building. I have that selected. I am not the best typer in the world. I apologize for that. There's my displacement map. Now watch. Watch these lines. This is why I picked this image. You've got straight lines because it's a building. In my displacement map layer up at the top, I'm going to change it to the reference that I set up. Now see the lines change. Keep watching as I change. See it's starting to curve? I'm adjusting the horizontal and the vertical displacement. You can do it to whatever settings you want. That's a bit much there. Let's try that. That. Okay, so I'll do that. So as I move the footage of me moving, you'll see the grayscale changing the shape of the building beneath it. Last but not least, I'm going to duplicate this original footage of myself. Turn it on. And I'm going to make this a Luma invert map. So, this is going to show the bottommost layer. You can see some of the effect through it. Now if you want to see less of me, which we all do, I'm going to go to my screen mat. I'm going to shrink the mask. So it's getting smaller. Going negative shrinks it, going positive grows it. I do not want this hard edge, so I'm going to soften the mask. Let's try 300. I apologize for that, allergies. That's giving a bit of a glow. That's too much. Let's try 100. Okay, we're getting rid of the glow. It's getting better. I'll bring it in more. And we'll stop it about there. Okay, and as you can see, based upon the light or dark values of where the light is hitting me, you'll see either more of me or less. The darker areas, because I was hatchet lit from this side, shows more of me, and then when you get to the lighter areas, you will see less because it's a Luma inverted map. We'll bring that in a bit more. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that's the initial effect. Now it's just the icing on the cake. I'm going to put the sunset on the bottommost layer. I'm going to scale it up and change the position of it because I do not want that bird in the shot. About there. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of the video. Now I'm going to keyframe the sky that I put because I do not want that bird there in the shot. There we go. Okay, so he's out of the shot. I'm going to jump to the end. I'm going to change the position of that video of the sunset. Hopefully the bird's out of the shot. Now he's out of the shot. Let's move this down a little bit. And we'll just put that leading line in there in the distance just for a little visual interest. Sorry, my computer's slow because I'm recording at the same time. And last but not least, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit U to hide all my keyframes. I'm going to select all my layers except for the beach background, pre-compose them. I'm going to call this Alpha Matte Building. And I'm going to throw a drop shadow on it. I'm going to increase the distance. I'm going to definitely change the softness. I'm going to change the color of it. I'm going to use the eyedropper. I'm going to pick something softer, closer to the cloud color, so it's not, oh, come on. I'll pick right here. There we go. And I will darkness of that a little bit more. There we go. So now there's a little bit of a shadow separating me from the background. And that is how you achieve that effect using matte. We used an alpha matte to make the green screen of me show the building, and then we used a luma invert to add some color back over top of it so that the lighter values and the darker values are showing more of me, the lighter values are making more of me transparent. That's how that luma matte's working. And last but not least, we used a grayscale duplicate of myself as the displacement map reference, which we use to distort the building as I'm turning my head. So that's just one example of how you can creatively use alpha mattes and luma mattes. You could use them with lines. You could use text as an alpha matte. It's all up to you as the designer. I'm just showing you some possibilities and some ways of changing the way you look at motion graphics and visual compositing.